Hello, everyone. Welcome to another edition of Steven Mispronounces a Whole Bunch of Shit. No, actually, this is another new album review / reaction. I say review / reaction because the way that I'm doing these is I'm doing these reviews right after I've listened to the album one time. That doesn't seem like much of a review. It's more just me reacting to the album. Anyway, I got another one for you today. This is actually one of the albums. If you listen to a podcast episode I did at the beginning of the year, I was talking about all of the albums that I was really excited about for 2020, and one of them has come out today. Today, we're going to talk about the fourth album from the Norwegian metal band Kvelertak. I think I pronounced that one pretty well, but just a warning, it's all downhill from here. So, Kvelertak's previous album, Nattesfjord, came out in 2016, and it was one of my favorite albums of that year. It is so fucking good. So, of course, I was really anticipating this album. Their new album, out today, is called Splid, which translates to Discord. So, let's dive right in. The album begins with Rugeland, and it begins with a very slow build. The song is building up. It's almost like they're telling you, get fucking ready, man. Because you know, if you listen to Kvelertak, you know they're going to deliver the fucking rock in your fucking face. So it's kind of like, you know, all right, you ready? Are you ready? Are you really fucking ready? And then the song fucking kicks in, and it is a rager. It is a full-on rocker, the way that you expect Kvelertak to present. The word rocker, I'm going to use that a lot because I almost feel like that, for the majority of what Kvelertak does, that's a word that really kind of fits. It's a rocker. It's a crack open a beer and drive your car really fast kind of song, and they know how to do that shit really well, bringing in the fucking riffs, and they also know how to pound a fucking riff like right into your fucking soul. Like a riff that maybe in the beginning you're like, all right, it's a pretty good riff. By the time the song is over, that riff is in your head for the rest of the fucking day. And right out of the gate, that's what these dudes are doing. And of course, right away, you're also hearing the voice of their new vocalist, Ivar Nicolaisen. Anyway, he is replacing Erland, who was their previous vocalist, and overall, there's not like a huge difference. I think that Ivar, has a little bit more of a variety in what he does, and I think that that's important because I think Kvelertak has greatly needed that. But when it comes to just the flat-out yelling vocals that he does, it's not too much of a difference. At certain points in the album, I forgot that we were listening to a new vocalist. But there's plenty of variety to come. So we're only on track 1. So that track leads directly, seamlessly into Crack of Doom, which was a song that was previously released and has Troy Sanders from one of my favorite bands, Mastodon, on vocals, and the goddamn lyrics are in English. That's pretty fucking great. But this is the part where I have to explain why Kvelertak is so great to me, because they're already an amazing band, but sometimes when a band sings in another language, I'm desperately listening and wishing that I knew what they were fucking singing about. Now, for Kvelertak, sure, if you go and look at the translations, they're really great fucking lyrics, but most of the time, I don't even fucking care. That's how good they are at crafting their fucking metal. I'll just sing along with words, and I don't even know what I'm fucking saying, and I'm pronouncing them wrong, but I don't fucking care because I'm so pumped and energized by the music they're creating. I am in it. I'm in it no matter what. But like with Crack of Doom, it is nice that they're singing in English because, hey, I get to participate a little bit, so cool. And so Crack of Doom, also raging fucking rocker. They're not letting up. It's a 1-2 punch and leads into the third song, Necrosoft, which is also very rockin'. It throws in a little bit of blast beats and a little bit of some sort of starts and stops that sort of break it up a little bit. But at this point, they are fucking off and running on this fucking album. And that leads us into the fourth song, Discord, which is the English translation of Splid, another song in English. Now, I have to admit that I almost feel like they're throwing these English songs in there as a nod to dudes like me who are really into their music, and it doesn't matter that their songs were all in Norwegian, didn't fucking matter. But they're throwing these out there kind of like we see you, and you know what? We feel it. We're there, man. And so Discord, another full-on rocker. Surprise, surprise. At this point, the album has so much momentum going that I'm like, well, okay, I like this, but I kind of wish that there was more of a variety, because Natisford had more of a variety sprinkled in through the album. At this point, though, it is just full-on rockers everywhere you're fucking looking. And while I say rocker, I'm meaning the overall mood and aggression of the song. Even though these songs are balls out, energetic rock songs, I mean, they're a metal band. Yeah, there's metal riffs in there, but it's fucking rock. But they also incorporate things that you just sort of hear kind of coming in as a layer. You'll hear some piano, you'll hear some acoustic guitar, hear some harmony vocals. It's all kind of just layered in there, and they're so fucking good at incorporating those elements seamlessly to where sometimes you don't even know that it's there right away. You kind of start catching it a little bit. But anyway, so we're still fucking full on rocking here. And then that brings us to Brats, which was the first single they released off this album, and this is such a fucking good song. It has one of those riffs. The riff was in my head, I shit you not, probably for a full week. Even when I was sleeping, I would wake up in the middle of the night and be like, oh God, it's still fucking there. But that song is this, I don't know. It's probably, if you wanted a good representation of what Kvelertak sounds like, Brats is where you need to go first. Just listen to that. If you're on board with that, then go ahead and dive in from song 1 and enjoy. And then we get to the next track, which is called Olga's Hegemony. Yeah, I know. Anyway, so this one actually incorporates some singing from the new vocalist, and that's when you start to see the differences between Igar and Erland, is the fact that Ivar varies things up a little bit. Even in his shouting, sometimes there's real sort of more of a subdued yell. Is that even a thing? Is that an oxymoron? Anyway, but then he throws in shit like this where he's singing in the song. But at this point in the album, it is still full on rocking. The tempos are kind of similar. It almost seems like a Kvelertak DJ mix. The dance floor is not going to clear out yet. And so that brings us to the end of the first half of the album. And that brings us to my favorite song on the album, which is Fondant dette hull, with an exclamation point. At this point in the album, everything kind of shifts. It's almost like they were giving you the more rocking, aggressive, energetic side of Kvelertak. Well, to be fair, the energy never fucking lets up on this album. But now you've got a song that starts a little bit more mid-tempo, and it's a 7-minute song that actually pays off. There's so many different layers to this song, and it is so enjoyable. There's fucking riffs, there's harmony guitars, there's sung vocals, and then halfway through the song, there's full-on fucking thrash metal. Now, this is where I feel like maybe they knew I was listening, and I hear it, guys. But then it ends up going into a very melodic ending. This is the closest to what I loved from Natisford, their previous album, in this song right here, which is probably why it's my favorite song on the album. But this doesn't end the sort of variety, more broken up portion of the album. You've got more of a mid-tempo groove when you go into the song Tevling, and the guitar intro, to me, almost sounds like an 80s Rush guitar intro. Like I expected Geddy Lee to start singing over it at any moment, and that's a compliment coming from me, guys. I love Rush. But then it goes into more of a Kvelertak kind of style of things. And then after that, it moves into Steven Mot Med Satan. And this one just continues the sort of variety and shows them throwing in elements that maybe only show up for a bit. Like there's a dance beat that shows up, just the drums. There's no fucking disco going on. But you know what I mean? Like they throw that in there just for a second, and then that's it. It's them sort of showing you what they can actually do within a song, which they can do a fucking lot with a song. And the great thing about it is that it is almost a little bit understated. Like, they could probably make some sort of proggy shit that's in your face so you totally see the elements coming out here and there, but they're really good at layering this shit to where it's just very seamless. And then we get to my second favorite on the album, Delirium Tremens, which starts off as the most mellow track on this album. Clean guitars, sung vocals, very melodic. And then by the second half, it builds up to more of a rocker with fucking riffs. It takes you on a fucking journey. And I say that a lot. When a song or an album takes me on a journey, it's always very enjoyable to me. And so by this point, I've gone from sort of being sort of on the fence about, well, is this album going to measure up to Notisford at all? Because in the beginning, it was all sort of straightforward rockers, and now they're branching out. And the way that they've done this, it feels very satisfying. And they've got all the elements, because the thing that makes Kvelertak great is the fact that they can incorporate all of these things. A little bit of black metal, 70s rock, prog rock, traditional metal. And like I said, it's all seamless. You don't really even kind of notice it unless you're really trying to pick out the pieces. It's just fucking Kvelertak. That's what they do. And so they wrap up the album with the song Ved Bredden av Nahil. I don't know. This has probably the most black metal sounding section of any of the songs, but you know, it's only for part of it. They don't get too comfortable with just one area of where they're gonna fucking rock out. And there's a lot of emotion in this song that kind of comes across. Even though it's in Norwegian, you feel it. You feel that there's a building of emotion in this song, and it is a very, very satisfying ending to this album. And so, when it's all said and done, overall, because I loved Notisford so much, how does this album stand up to that album? At first listen, it's not quite as an immediate response as I had with Notisford. I heard Notisford, and the first time I was running to the fucking, balcony to shout out to the world, everybody's got to fucking hear this album. But to be fair, this is a really fucking good album, and it feels like one that with more repeated listens is going to just start growing and growing, and those elements, like I said before, that get stuck in your head are going to start appearing. And yeah, I'm looking forward to a long relationship with Splid, because it is a really fucking good album. If you don't know Kvelertak, this is not a bad place to start. Like I said, go listen to the song Brawn, and then if you're into that, just start from track 1 and let them take you on this journey, because at this point, these guys have mastered what they're doing to the point where I kind of just trust them. I trust them to take me on the voyage of Kvelertak. So, yeah, I don't really have a lot more I can say about the album. I'm going to go listen to it again. I highly suggest going and listening to it. So far, this year has been pretty fucking good for good metal albums coming out. And you know what? I'm going to keep reviewing, reacting to albums, at least the ones that I feel like I have something useful to say about them. But anyway, that's all I got for today. Go listen to Splid by Kvelertak. Great fucking album. Great fucking band. That's all I got for today. Thank you for listening and watching and putting up with my mispronunciation of pretty much everything. I mean, I have a hard enough time with the English language, so, Anyway, so thank you for watching, and I will see you all again very soon.